Welcome to Positively Lost.
I'm Cammie.
I'm Taylor.
We were told by someone that we did not explain our show. And basically our show is just our show. It's kind of our personal journals of us getting together.
Yep. Our personal journals, our therapy, our way of talking out our feelings.
Because we're very pessimistic people, but we want to be happier. So we want to still set goals to be happier. But sometimes, we just got to have sessions where we're just talking about what's going on, and sometimes you just need to talk about your beef, right?
It's true.
You need to talk
and
about
we want to be positive, but we're also very lost in that.
Yeah, we don't know how to be. We're happy people, but we don't know we want to be happier, and so we want to spread happy too. So sometimes we just want people to not think that they're the only ones who are, approaching 40 and don't know where their life is at. And we're twinning, and we got Disney representing Disney.
No, mine's Tomorrowland because...
Mine's just Minnie.
Tomorrowland because Space Mountain's my favorite.
And we didn't even plan it. That's what I love about this. Did you watch Ghost Files last night?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I finally got a break from my capstone to watch Ghost Files.
Oh yes, you finished your capstone.
I finished my
That's
capstone. Hopefully.
It was the Whaley house, which is my terror. I was possessed by Mrs. Whaley.
She was not possessed by Mrs. Whaley.
I was possessed by her.
She was dehydrated.
No, that is not true. I came up with all those excuses. But 20 years later, not 20, 10, 15 years later, I was watching Ghost Adventures, and they explained what it feels like to be possessed, and it was exactly what I went through, and they said it's weeks of it, and I went through weeks of it. I was possessed by Mrs. Whaley.
She was not possessed by Mrs. Whaley.
I was possessed by Mrs. Whaley.
She was not.
Anyway,
I was. Real. Ghosts aren't real.
Taylor, everything that Zach Bagans, and you have to take his word as gospel, everything that he said about being possessed, it was like a light bulb going off in my head. I was like,
he's interesting man, and I would not take his word for gospel.
He's just become more interesting as of late. But I think in the beginning he wasn't like that, and it was like a beginning earlier episode.
Well, he's just
when the other guy was still there. Okay. When it was the first three original. But anyways, they explained it. All of them explained it.
Well, I don't want to condone what you're saying, but Ryan said that he felt that same way their first time at Whaley House.
Did he?
Yeah, their first time at Whaley House, he said that he got really sick in the courthouse.
But mine. I was just overwhelmed by the whole house. I didn't even get to finish touring it. I actually left and went outside because I felt like I couldn't breathe. I didn't feel good. And then after we left, I felt fine. But then when we came back...
So did she follow you?
No, listen. You have to listen.
Okay.
So then when we left, I was fine. But then the next morning, we were leaving San Diego to go up to Disneyland. And they had to stop in downtown San Diego because I had to go pee. And... I started having a really bad anxiety attack about it. But then after that, I just immediately, once I got back into the car or our expedition, I just immediately started feeling this overwhelming, tingly feeling all over my body. And I got really hot, and I felt like I was running a fever and I was going to throw up. But I was completely fine. And then we went to Disneyland, and there was nothing wrong with me. I had no fever. I never was throwing up. Nothing was going on. Anytime I got out of bed, I felt lightheaded.
You were throwing up.
No, I never threw up.
You were too throwing up.
No, I didn't. You're making that up in your head.
I am not making it up in my head.
You're making that up in your head. I felt absolutely not normal. And then for weeks after that, sometimes I would stand up and I would faint and fall down and all sorts of different things.
I was just sick.
No. Because it lasted for 3 weeks, Taylor. Just randomly.
Sickness can last 3 weeks.
It was a terrible anxiety attack times 10, and it happened for weeks.
You weren't possessed.
No. Oh yeah. So anyway, Ghost Files was hilarious. And Yankee Jim.
Plug in for Ryan and Shane. Not that they need it because they're way bigger and cooler than us, but
way bigger and way cooler than us.
I want them to be my best friends. Is what I want because
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
They are hilarious. That was so funny last night, though.
I'm a Shaniac. I will admit it.
I didn't even know there was such a thing as Shaniacs.
How are you a fan of Ghost Files?
I never said I was a fan. I said that I liked it.
Okay, well, I'm a Shaniac.
But I mean, I guess that makes you a fan. I don't know. I'm not going to go crazy if I saw them. I think they're they're hilarious. My husband calls them goons, and he likes them.
They're the Ghoul Boys.
He calls them goons, though. He's like, can we watch those two goons?
I know Colin has them up and ready every Friday for me.
Oh. Yeah,
although this week it was
Friday.
This week it was Saturday because I had to work 14 hours on.
But yeah, so we're running late because, and we decided to like film it.
Mm-hmm. So we can upload it to YouTube.
My son also set us up with like all this stuff. Good show, but yeah.
Every week we're gonna try and get better and better.
Yeah, exactly. But so he set us up. So I did listen to our first show. It was hard. I was really scared to listen. But
I was too. Colin wanted to listen to it with me, and I was like, no, you're not going to listen to it with me, with you, because that's just weird and awkward.
But it really did. So our friend told us that she's been having a lot of anxiety, and so we were supposed to go out, but then she's like, I don't feel like going out because I'm just very like not feeling, and I'm feeling very tense right now. Mm-hmm. And so, and I like that. I like that we have friends that we can say that to.
And that they can be honest with us.
And we all can cancel if we need to because we just need that breather. And, but she's like, it felt so good like listening because it just felt like we were having a girls' night out. Which probably means that me and you dominate a lot of conversations.
That's true. But they say that we're really funny, so.
And I did so good at our goal. I said hi to a bunch of people, and people were like shocked that I used their names, and I did all of that.
I did not.
I could tell by your face you did not do that.
It makes me feel so, and I know it's like to help me feel better, but it just makes me feel awkward and anxious, and so I don't know.
I know. Way to dehumanize people, Taylor.
I have like full-on conversations with them, and like even my coworkers. I feel like my coworkers kind of hate it because I only call them by their last name. So like,
why would they hate that though?
I don't know. And so like I never call them by their first name. So like I'm terrible about calling people by their name.
But my son's junior ROTC, that's all they do. Is they call people by their last name.
Well, plus we're teachers, so like we can't just in
like
front
respectful.
of students. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I missed that, but
yeah.
It's Halloween season. I've been preparing my trunk or treat. It's gonna be awesome.
Is that what made you happy this week?
Yes. Well, a few things made me happy this week, but that did make me happy.
What are some other things?
My kids' friends spent the night on Friday. And we just had like sat down for a family dinner, and I was just like, I just love this. I love that, and that was really good for me.
And that you're like the safe house to go to, and like.
Well, their parents' houses are safe.
Well, yeah.
Too. I just mean like, it just like their camaraderie, their friendship. I like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that like brings a good point. Like that's what made me sad this week was like, Mom really wanted to do that haunted house, you know.
Yeah.
And I was preparing for our trunk or treat next weekend, which I'm crazy excited for. Yeah, anyway, so that kind of made me sad because she's like, I just feel like we don't do stuff like we used to. And I'm like, well, that's because we all have grown children and just a lot more families. There's 7 kids, and then we all have at least somewhere between 2 to 4 kids. And you know, so it's
jobs. We all have jobs now, whereas like a while ago, like a lot of us were stay-at-home moms. So
you guys were all stay-at-home moms when I worked. So I don't know.
No, everyone was stay-at-home moms when I worked, and then when I became a stay-at-home mom, everyone started working. But that's what happens when the youngest.
Warm on my foot. I'm just gonna keep my foot in your butt. But it's making my foot warm, and it's really cold.
Not in my butt. It's not in.
Okay, on the side of your hip butt
under.
Area. You just have a cushiony bum. Like Grandma said, you guys got Kardashian bums. Okay, anyway, so it's Halloween, and I'm excited for it. So because of that, our discussion today is going to be about phobias.
We didn't get to see what made me happy.
I was going to get back to that, but nothing makes you happy, so.
What? No, there's been a couple things that made me happy this week.
What made you happy this week?
Finishing my capstone. Made me super
I know,
happy.
that is super happy.
And then my daughter's piano recital.
Oh,
She did so
she
good.
did well.
My boy's birthday was this week.
I know, they're getting so old.
I know. And then another thing is my coworkers make me, like, my team that I have at school make me super happy because they are always there to support me and defend me, and I just truly appreciate them.
Yeah, you need that, like, right now. Stuff's really hard.
Yeah. So those are things that made me happy.
Okay.
The other thing that made me happy, though, is my husband, while I was at work one day, sent me a text. And he sent me a text saying, like, you know, you are the best wife and mother anyone could ask for, and I'm so thankful to have you in my life. And it was, like, out of nowhere, and it was so sweet. And
That's a really good one to receive.
I know, and I so appreciated it.
I feel like life and society makes things hard for us nowadays, so I feel like that makes things easier. So for Halloween and your cute nails.
I like how you're showing them the back of my nails.
Your cute Halloween nails. We're going to talk about phobias.
Phobias.
Yeah,
I have lots of them.
Having anxiety and depression and things, and mainly anxiety, I feel like we have a lot of phobias. And so phobias are an extreme or irrational fear of or aversion to something. And I feel like we have a lot of phobias. And I feel like for Halloween, we can talk about those phobias.
And we tend to make fun of our phobias a lot because, like, at least for me,
they're irrational.
Yeah, they're irrational. And so we just make fun of them because, I mean, might as well.
Yeah. So I have to say that. So I like talking about your phobias a lot.
I have a lot of them.
Do you have that many?
Weird. Well, I don't have a lot of them, but most of them that I have are super just out of nowhere and weird, and, like, where did they even come from? So there's the blinking lights. Like, I don't like knowing that lights are blinking.
Oh my gosh. The whole blinking lights thing.
Like, Mom would buy blinking Christmas lights, and I wouldn't even see them blinking, but at night when I'm trying to go to sleep, knowing that they're blinking would, like, it gave me anxiety, and I couldn't sleep.
Okay, so we're driving home from California, and why did we start texting? I don't remember why we started texting, but I would just pull her up, and it would play on the intercom in my car, because, you know, I'm driving.
Because this is another fear of mine.
Talk to her. We're driving. I don't remember what you texted. Oh, you wanted me to know if I knew that girl you're a coworker with.
Yes.
And I was like, Taylor, we're driving through the windmills right now, and that's one of her phobias, is for anyone who just drives, like, in the Indio area, out of California to Arizona, there's windmills, and that,
it's the wind turbines.
Yeah, and so they're turning, and she's scared that they're gonna roll off the hills and, like, hit her car.
Okay, if one falls down, it would roll down the hill. That's a hill right there, and it could run into a car.
They're way too heavy.
Oh,
okay, the ones on the end.
The ones on the end, right by the hill. If it, like, falls
but they're not
down,
gonna roll like a roll. If they were to do anything, they're so heavy they're gonna drop and they're gonna make that side of the hill collapse.
But no matter what, something's gonna happen.
Okay, but the other ones aren't gonna roll and
you
roll
you
into your car.
You don't know that.
They are not.
You don't know that.
I do.
Okay,
I do.
So,
it's
like,
gravity.
Yes. So scientifically, yes, it most likely couldn't happen. But I still have a fear that it could happen, and I don't like it. I don't like driving through them.
Goes nuts about it.
Also, on the way or to and from California, driving by the prison, don't like that. I'm always scared I'm going to break down right there, and a prisoner's going to escape right there.
They're not even that close. It's up to 303. They're not even that
have
close.
a sign that says do not pick up hitchhikers. If they have a sign that says do not pick up hitchhikers, it could happen.
Taylor, I promise you the Perryville jail is pretty far. They're not going to be...
You don't know that. They have a sign. They have a sign, meaning it could happen.
I mean, okay. Anyways, they're not close. So blinking lights, wind turbines. What's your other fears?
Dark. I don't like the dark.
Oh yeah, we don't really like. I don't. Does it bother you when you're awake being in the dark, or
yes.
just asleep? Really?
Oh yeah. I can't.
And you're sure you don't believe in ghosties?
I don't believe in ghosties, but
So
like,
then
what
what
if
are
a
you scared of
murderer's
the
in
dark?
there?
Okay, if you're just in your house and your lights go out, you think miraculously a murderer's just gonna like pop
Maybe
up
they're
in
the
front
ones
of you?
that turned off the lights to come into my house and kill me.
It's not the same as how it used to be. We live in places where your electrical stuff's underground. It's not. They would have to like dig a trench. Are
No,
they digging a trench
there's
outside your yard?
the flippy switch things.
Oh, please.
I just watched a Dateline where these 17-year-old boys.
That's a lot of finger action there.
That's what she said. Sorry.
That's a good one.
Okay, so. But I just watched a Dateline where these teenage boys turned off these kids' lights to get them to come out to kill them.
No, they never came out though. I know.
Did you watch it? The last day one?
No, it's just they talk about that. It's the girlfriend and the boyfriend, right?
Yeah, and then he went home, but then they still went in there and killed her.
They creeped like through the basement or whatever. Yeah, that's a terrible one.
I'm just saying the light thing is a legit thing to be scared of.
Like if you're in your bathroom and you turn off your light and the other lights in the house are off, you're not going to be scared like a murderer is going to materialize.
I always have the hallway light on, so I don't know. And what if you're using the bathroom and you didn't know a murderer already came in?
That's just a bit much for me.
No. The dark is... I have my reasons for being
like
afraid
I
of
don't
it.
let my garage door and things like that stay open, and my kids think I'm crazy about it because I'm like,
okay, what are your
everybody's
fears?
looking
Let's
at
not.
people and
This
things
is
like
depressing.
That is my fears, though. That is a good one. That is a good one. I'm worried about it, and maybe my kids would say it is irrational. My need to have the garage door closed.
That's not irrational, though. They're irrational.
They say it's irrational. My biggest fear is water overdose.
Yeah, I forgot about that. One time she texted me and my sisters and was like, guys, I think I drank too much water. I'm gonna drown.
Hey, so back in like 2000 and... Stop it.
Okay, I'm sorry. My wind turbines are scarier than that.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Listen. A mom back in 2000 and I think it was 3. I don't know. I was working at Concord, but like, I was driving to work and they were talking about on the radio, but I guess a radio station was doing "Hold Your Wee" for Wee. That's how old it was. It was when the Wii was coming out.
Oh, okay.
And so people for a radio competition were drinking a gallon of water, and then whoever could hold their pee the longest won the Wii station or whatever. What are they called? Nintendo Wii. Anyways, they won the console.
Wee-wees.
Yeah, hold your wee for wee. And I guess a nurse had called and said, that's really dangerous. You should not do this competition because of electrolyte imbalances that happen when you're flushing it out.
But it also could cause infections holding your pee, just saying.
It's usually when you're holding your pee, though, that's not, like, diluted. Like, it has to be, like, you haven't drank a lot and then you're still also holding your pee. Like, that causes more infections. But drinking a lot of it, yeah. Anyways, so... the lady called and warned them and everything. So I guess what happened, though, is this mom with young kids did that. And then later in the day, she was like, I have a terrible, terrible headache. And then she, like, dropped down, started going into convulsions, and died. And so ever since then, I got I had no idea you could overdose your body on water. Granted, again, a gallon of water in probably, like, an hour that they drank it, if even that much. That makes more sense. But it does. It happens to runners. It happens to other people. It happens to kids who sweat excessively and then drink a ton of water, like during summer months. Anyways, it freaked me out. And ever since then, I've had that phobia of drinking too much water.
Just don't drink water.
And then, like, sometimes just nothing has to happen, and I just go into panic attacks.
There was one time that she called our sister in the middle of the night.
It's not one time. It happens a lot of times.
She called our sister in the middle of the night and was like, Amber, I think I'm dead.
Shut up! I did do that, but I thought I was.
How would you be calling her if you're dead?
I had to call her to assure myself I wasn't dead and in some alternate universe. I didn't know if I wasn't in an alternate universe.
But then, if you're reassuring yourself, have you say, I think I'm dead.
the devil or somebody was trying to convince me I was alive. And then I never saw another human soul again. What if that was the case, Taylor? And I would like to also mention this was like 20, 30 years ago or something like that.
I will never let you live it down.
It is terrible that I thought that. But what else is another phobia of mine? I don't remember.
I'm trying to think of all the times you text us about things.
Because we're not really scared of Halloween stuff.
No, because we love Halloween.
What are my other phobias?
I don't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so what I was just saying, though, was like when we would go to Not Scary Farm when we were little and stuff like that, we were not scared of scary houses. Like my husband, I went to a scary house with him and his sister. They both hid behind my back. And we're like it's not because they're like really scared, but they're like jumpy and they don't like the jump. Like it's maybe an anxiety thing for you.
I just don't like being touched, and I'm scared they're gonna touch me, and that's what I don't like. Is I'm like you're not allowed to touch me, but I feel like they do, and that's what I don't like.
Remember those pigs with like the fake boobs?
And how we have a picture of you grabbing it?
Yeah, that was fun. Good times.
I do remember
it doesn't scare me. It makes me laugh. So, like, horror stuff, my kids are like, you're so scared of it. I'm like, no, it's just predictable, and I don't enjoy watching horror stuff because I grew up watching that stuff, and I'm not, like, into it anymore.
That's why they have the rules. Like, in Scream, they have rules because all of them are predictable.
And so I tell my kids, what scares me? Real life.
It's true.
True crime. That's what's scary, so that's what I watch.
But I just enjoy it. I wish I could find the earlier episodes of Dateline, but it only is from like season 18 and up, and I've watched all those.
You probably could find like some vault or something.
I've tried. I've done so much research.
I had to do that to find some like old history shows. See, that's what calms me is history.
If anyone knows how to find the earlier seasons of Dateline, please let me know because.
Except for I did watch a documentary recently about Hitler's like inner circle. It was the most disturbing thing ever. It wasn't even about Hitler. It was about his inner circle.
They were all messed up.
They were so messed up. They were so messed up.
The scientific experiments that his head scientist
that's not even the worst of it. Like, it's terrible. I don't even know. Whoa. Anyways, it was really good. You should watch it. It's on Netflix. I feel like I thought I sent it to you. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's
I'll watch it with Reagan.
I'm going to tell you what, it was really just disturbing. It made me sick to my stomach. Okay, so what else is my phobia? It's the water, and then I just have really bad panic attacks that make me feel like dead. Sleep. I don't like to go to sleep. That's
medicine.
Probably why I don't.
You don't like medicine?
I have a huge phobia of medicine. I don't like to take medicine. I don't want to, like, become addicted to anything, and then I'm always scared because my brain, I forget things because of my ADHD. I'm like, did I take too much? Did I take too well, it's usually just too much. Like, did I overdose without realizing I'm
If you, like, ever take medicine, you need those, like, pill reminder things where it only comes out when it's time, and that way you don't overdo it.
I would still find a way to go crazy about that.
Yeah.
I literally sometimes, if I'm worried about it, write on the bottle what I've taken, and then I'll open up the bottle and count how many pills are in there.
How do you give your kids medicine without freaking out then?
Because I love them so much that I trust myself.
So you don't love yourself?
I guess not.
Okay.
My kids are also so good about what they do, except for Ian he's like, has heartburn apparently every day and needs Tums. I'm like, you do not. You're fine.
Like Reagan. I think she just likes the taste, so she says her stomach hurts, so she needs Tums.
I'm like, I can just buy you like Chewies or something.
Another one of mine that you always make fun of is sound.
You have a lot. What is the sound?
Like when I can't control when a sound's going to end. I don't like fireworks when I don't know when it's going to end, how long it's going to be. Plus the echo. I don't like, you know what? I think I was shot in a previous life, and so fireworks remind me of like the sound of the gun going off and like the reverberating sound. And so I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my chest.
Oh,
when the fireworks go off.
That. Not that though, but.
And so, like, when I feel sound in my chest or thunder, I'm sorry. Everyone thinks I'm crazy because I'm more scared of thunder than lightning. But when thunder, like, shakes the windows because it's so loud, that's freaky.
No,
it's shaking my windows.
I know of that are scared of thunder or are scared of that stuff or scared of thunder because it's the noise that bothers them.
Yeah, and I don't know when it's going to end.
But it's like that song says, thunder's just noise. Lightning does the work. Who is that?
I didn't know that was a song, so I'll have to look
It's a
it
country
up.
song. Thunder's just noise, boys. Lightning does the work. That was a good version of that song.
I personally think that's way better than the original, probably. But yeah, so fireworks, thunder, especially when my neighbors are doing fireworks till like 3 o'clock in the morning because I don't know when that's gonna end. So it's anxiety, but it's also probably just me being irritated.
That's annoying. That's not anxiety. That's you're annoying me.
My neighbor like comes out at 2 o'clock in the morning
dogs
swearing.
Bark like nonstop. I'm surprised we're recording now and their dogs are not going wild.
Yeah, but yeah, so just noise. Not knowing when the noise is going to end and not being able to control it and it like being super loud and just feeling it. I don't like it. But yeah, I don't know. I can sit there and watch fireworks, but I have to like calm myself and prepare myself before it.
I used to like get really anxiety ridden when I worked as a call dialer person.
I thought you were gonna say call girl, and I was like, when was this?
Nobody
When was this part of your life?
No. Even my husband says I was 18, there's no time to be a call girl. And nobody wanted that.
Oh, I bet Mike would disagree with that.
Oh, yeah. He's so sweet.
I know, that's what I love about our husbands. Our husbands make us feel so good about ourselves.
I know. When I was working as a collector and you would be on the dialer. I mean, I technically did call people and I am a girl. But
Okay, go.
I was a collector and I would collect money. I was like, give me all your money, you know. And when I would do that, when I would call people, you were on a dialer and it would just beep, beep. And that sound, like, I thought I was going to have a heart attack that whole time I was the collector until I moved to a different department at the company. It like caused me so much anxiety. I could not handle it.
I get that.
So yeah, so that had to. Snakes. I'm scared of snakes.
There was
I have
a
a huge
snake?
fear of snakes. Don't tell me there was a snake in your yard.
No. There was a snake at our fall festival. And
What?
kids were just like wrapping it around themselves.
Oh no. Okay, you know what, honestly, if it's not poisonous and I know it's not poisonous, I don't care. I'll hold it, but then I think of salmonella and things like that and that grosses me out. But like snakes in general don't scare me. It's being out in the wild and we live where there's rattlesnakes, like crazy diamondback rattlesnakes.
Do you like how my hand is like on your leg?
Your hand is lovingly caressing my knee right now.
I didn't even like realize it either. I just like looked down and my hand's like on your leg. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
This is comfy.
But yeah, rattlesnakes scare me. Oh, and what the reason I'm scared of the dark is kind of what we touched on earlier. Ghosts.
They're
But
not
I
real.
did have one of those like sleep things where like I was being attacked. I was being attacked by the devil in my sleep.
No, you did not.
I did. Dad said it even happened to him too before.
No, you guys were probably, well, I guess you weren't drugged up. Maybe you were watered up.
No, when Dad was little, he said that happened to him.
He was probably having a night.
What is
You
it
guys
called?
were probably,
Sleep paralysis.
you were having,
But
okay,
someone was laughing at me in my sleep.
but sleep
and it was
paralysis
scary.
is basically a dream where you can't move.
I could see my fire smoke alarm and I could not move.
No, I've had
Why
sleep
would I
paralysis.
dream about my fire smoke alarm? in
I've
the
had
dark?
sleep paralysis too where I can't move,
I've
but
had
then I'm
that,
having a
too.
dream of something happening and then I can't move and I can't make noise and I'm freaking out.
Just
So
admit
it was-
you were being attacked by the devil.
Oh my gosh, no,
The devil.
it was actually a certain person from my past that came and attacked me.
The devil.
It's
The devil from your past.
This person is the devil. Okay, but it was not the devil. It was just sleep
And I've
paralysis.
also seen shadow
and a
people.
nightmare.
So I'm scared of waking up and a shadow person's right there.
That's just your imagination. It's just
No,
It's just
Taylor,
lights
there
flickering.
there is proven facts that there's dimensions. So there's thoughts that shadow people are dimensional, are like interdimensional, and it's like just a glimpse into another dimension that exists. Like there is stuff as like tear the fabric of time and space. It does happen. I can look up all the details for you, and I will eventually.
Are these legit peer-reviewed scientifical?
Well, you have to think there's a difference between fact and a difference between theories. So it's more theoretical
Okay, but you said proven.
I'm sorry.
Proven.
I did not mean to say proven. I meant to say it is a possibility, mathematical.
Okay.
Let's get mathematical.
I can just like.
So it could be explaining, like, sometimes I think that ghosts, it's not necessarily that it's really ghosts. It's that because whatever you do, like right now, me and you sitting here, we're creating energy. So, like, maybe sometime our happiness and our energy is here, and later on, like, 100 years down the road, somebody walks in here, and we're just here just jamming it up like this. Jam with me. Jam. Okay, and somebody walks in, and they see us doing this on the couch, jamming, and,
we be jamming.
And anyways, and so they see us, but that's because we created a lot of energy right now. And so that could be what people are seeing. But I know there's a name for that. They call it like a residual haunting, which means like the energy is just there. I think if I were to believe in ghosts, I wouldn't call it that. I would say it's probably just a residual haunting. Like energy that just resides
so like if
there.
people are super angry in a spot, then it could just be their anger people are feeling. And so maybe Mrs. Whaley didn't possess you, but her anger overcame you.
I haven't gone that far in this thought process. Shush! I haven't gotten that far in this process. But anyways, for a long time, that's what I just thought about was residual hauntings. And maybe that's really what's happening. So that's the same thing with shadow people. Like, it's like somehow there's a break in the time-space continuum or what. That doesn't even make sense. But there's, like, somebody else's dimension is, like, coming through. But how can so many people talk about a shadow with a top hat if a lot of other people didn't see it? Unless Abraham Lincoln likes to
I was going to
still
say,
visit
they
us all.
probably just flickers of the light and shadows and all that sort of stuff, and then they have Abe Lincoln in their head.
You're gonna tell
and
me you don't believe in Bigfoot. Do you not believe in Bigfoot?
No, I don't believe in Bigfoot. Why would I believe in Bigfoot?
Bigfoots. Even Dr. Jeff Meldrum believes in Bigfoot, and he's a cryptozoologist. People just don't want to look into it. People didn't believe the diamond or the silverback gorilla was real until they were finally discovered in the 70s. That was a myth, and people did not believe anyone who believed in it.
Okay, I will say this. Possibly an animal that looks like Bigfoot could be in undiscovered lands. But how are they so intelligent enough to stay away from humans? I don't know.
It's not that. It's just that they might be shy and they know how to stay away from people in general. That's what animals do. They hide from people they feel are predatory.
Okay.
Like, one of the things that separates our ability to speak the way we do is just a simple bone, the hiatal bone.
Oh.
It just, otherwise, our bone structures and stuff, our vocal box and stuff is no different than a lot of animals. Anyways, I feel like that's it. Like, I can't think of any other fears.
I probably have a million others, but I just can't think of it right now. Those
But
are the ones you just like to make fun of the most.
Yeah, those are funny. Blinking lights, man. Who would have thought? Okay.
What's our goal?
Well, you failed at our last goal.
I know, but I'll try better this week.
It's Halloween. Does there need to be like a more Halloween-y goal? Oh, let's try an exercise. Let's do like maybe like, because my hips been getting better. I'm old, so I have sciatic problems.
I have knee problems.
Maybe
I've been
should
having hip
stretch.
problems too.
What are your hip problems like?
Like I can't sleep on certain sides because like it feels like it's digging in and like, oh, I totally just spit on you. Sorry.
Oh, it went on the pillow.
Okay.
My Hocus Pocus pillows. Black Flame.
I'm going to Salem soon.
Oh, I know. I'm so sad I can't go.
So stretching for 5 minutes a day?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll work on those hip things.
Our goal is to stretch for 5 minutes a day to try and make us happy
Stretching
this
and
week.
helps with health. And then you should also be better about talking to people and be happy.
I talk to a lot of people at work.
Okay.
And I empathize with them and I help them.
All right, we gotta
because
go.
it's
I gotta
hard.
go rub my daughter's belly.
Okay, you might want to explain that further instead of just
She's
leaving.
pregnant.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So we will stretch for 5 minutes a day to try and make us happy.
And hopefully our sound quality is better because it really was terrible. That was really distracting listening to our first episode because there was like a humming. I think it was my fan. I don't know. It was terrible.
Even though we were in a closet.
Yeah, but I don't know if my fan was just vibrating really loud in my bedroom.
Okay. And again, our goal is to just try and get better each week.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and you can get better too. We're all going to get better together, but we're going to have fun while doing it and have regression days.
And again, please let me know about any way to find earlier Dateline seasons.
Oh, yeah.
I would appreciate that.
That'd be great.
Any help would be greatly appreciated. Okay.
Smile.
So, smile,
Be
be happy,
happy,
spread happy.